diamonds are intrinsically worthless other than the deep psychological need they fill. Now, this is a quote by a gentleman by the name of Nicky Oppenheimer. Who is Nicky Oppenheimer, Cuba? He just happened to be at one point the chairman of the De Beers Corporation. The De Beers Corporation, think to see if that name rings some sort of bell. And it should, because in the early 20th century, the De Beers Corporation controlled about 90% of the world's diamond supply. And it was all due to monopolizing, controlling with an iron fist like a mafia, and making one of the most legendary marketing campaigns in history. Let's roll my music so I can put you on to how we were all scammed, duped, manipulated, influenced into believing that diamonds are a girl's best friend.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. This is your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Take her breath away. 2 months' salary is just about right to buy that engagement ring to show your eternal devotion to a particular person. Never existed prior to the 1930s. Engagement rings or diamond rings being gifted or shown as a symbol of love and affection didn't exist. Prior to the 1930s, a gentleman by the name of Cecil Rhodes and the De Beers Corporation was able to monopolize and create a $79 billion industry from a worthless piece of carbon. Now, this Cecil Rhodes character didn't come from anything. A well-educated individual, I believe he was in the iron space, but was able to manipulate and monopolize this whole diamond industry as we know it by controlling all the markets, buying all the mines, and any other mines that he did not own, controlled the market, so to speak, so everything had to run through him. With those monopolizing techniques and amazing marketing, he was able to take an essentially worthless piece of carbon that's been sitting in the earth and not only convince us of its rarity, but manipulate the entire world in setting a trend of making this worthless piece of carbon that is now formulated into this crystal that has no rarity to it and converting it into what we now know as the global standard of status, wealth, luxury, and most importantly, commitment to one another. Prior to the infamous slogan, "Diamond is forever," diamonds were a commodity with no sentimental value like gold and silver. By positioning the diamond as this symbol of everlasting love and affection and commitment with the forever token, De Beers was able to alter the public's perception and completely flip their value upside down. It went from being a worthless piece of carbon to now an essential piece in our lives. Essentially, De Beers did an amazing job with creating the value for diamonds by focusing on creating a demand for something that never existed. So think about this, in controlling 90% of the world's diamond market, creating one of the most life-changing, globally effective marketing campaigns ever in history. One company was able to switch our perception, manipulate, influence, use that marketing tactic to make us believe that this piece of carbon is essential in our lives. And putting that into perspective, it's damn near laughable for some people to be like, yo, nah, you can't influence me. I'm gonna do what I wanna do, whatever. We were all jerked. All of us. They were able to control and restrict the supply, creating this rarity factor for something that really isn't rare. So when people ask me why I'm starting to get my interest in the whole lab diamond space or why I enjoy moisanites as much as I do, is that because like diamonds, they really hold no intrinsic value whatsoever. They're all on even playing field, so to speak. Just one has a major conglomerate behind it with amazing marketing and the other two are frowned upon, or people essentially have no knowledge about them. So essentially, a diamond is forever. Because when you think about the process of giving a person an engagement ring, the first thing that you think of is, hey, we're not getting divorced. You're not going into a relationship assuming that there's a divorce, so of course a diamond is forever. So let me place this forever, rare, precious piece of stone on your finger, and we're both never gonna find out how badly we got screwed if we try to resell this. It's pretty sad, but impressive. What this one person and his company was able to do. Rule something with an iron fist, nasty blood diamonds, but once he got caught doing the blood diamond shit, he implemented the whole Kimberly process himself. With that, monopolizing more of the market again, and then spearheading that into this ball of something called the Forever Stamp, which is kind of like a GIA etching inside of a stone for their highest of high clientele to know that these are conflict-free diamonds. So essentially they controlled the diamond mines in the early 20th century, like 90% of them. Now it's down to like 40%. It was blood diamonds and conflict diamonds, and you got caught. So with that, you cultivate a process that is still used today called the Kimberly process, assuring people that these are going to be conflict-free diamonds. The hustle is real. So those overgrown diamond gems that you see with Harry Winston or at the Tiffany's, that 2, 3, 4 carat VVS, D-color, flawless, internal, wow, this is crazy, cap. It's amazing marketing and a monopoly at its finest. Now, the truth of the matter is, it's not going to matter what anybody says. It's still gonna be an overall global symbol of commitment. At least, when diamond jewelry on dudes start to fizzle out, the engagement ring will still be around for years to come. What I feel is going to happen, and I've said this in the past, is that the perception of the diamond is going to slowly shift. All it's going to take to change the public's perception is the big 3 or the big 4 to take a sustainable, eco-friendly, conflict-free, environmentally free, or to go as far as to say made in America approach with a lab diamond, and boom, watch the explosion. It's going to take a Cartier, a Tiffany's, a Bulgari, or a Harry Winston, staples in the diamond world or the designer space, to make that change and that shift with the proper marketing, implementing some of those things, sustainability, conflict-free, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I can give you a bigger stone, better color, better clarity, less inclusions, a fraction of the price, made in America, sustainable, environmentally friendly, etc., etc., and watch the explosion, I guarantee it. It's the same carbon element done in a test tube environment. So what I tell people is, like me, my interest more and more is growing into the CVD space. Obviously, I still enjoy moissanite, and I'm gonna continue making some moissanite content, but not as much, because I wanna transition into the CVD space and learn a little bit more. Because the fact of the matter is that I was given this beautiful example to provide people when they feel some type of way about lab diamonds. A lab diamond is the same carbon construct as a diamond. The elements are exactly the same. So let's take the example of ice. Picture this: the top of Mount Everest, when ice forms due to the sub-zero temperatures. What is the difference between that ice and the ice that you make in your freezer? Are they not both ice? One was at the top of a mountain being done by Mother Nature based on its sub-zero temperatures, and the other one was done based on tap water being put into your freezer, and this refrigerant box froze it. It's still ice. H2O. It's the same. And both pretty much worthless. I hope I shared a little bit of information of how this monopoly, but more so how expert level marketing can change a global perspective for everyone for generations to come. So at the moment that you think that diamonds are something essential in your relationship to spend 2 to 3 months salary on to show your commitment to somebody, you're essentially telling them, here, there's something shiny that's essentially worthless, that we were all manipulated to believe it has value. So before anyone shits on lab diamonds or moissanite, I mean even CZs at this point, kind of all in the same playing field, just based on perception. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart, and I'll see y'all snitches next time. You know who it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? Wanna know who's gonna pass the test? For the fly gun holder, money folder, Motorola star attack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.